Here we go. Getting into it today, getting the chat started, making sure everybody's good. Got some audio, everybody's doing good. Cool. Big week. Big week. Friday, new record comes out. Yeah, 3 days, man. 3 days and it's out. And I just wanted to kind of talk about it today and kind of listen to it together, listen to some moments of it, and talk about where some of the songs came from. You know, it's interesting in today's world of content, and God, just like that word makes me sick at this point. It really does. So sick of hearing the word content. What is content? Is this fart pedal content? Is that content? Somebody made it. Does it get clicks? You know, I don't know. I hate that word. I really do. But in today's world of content, you know, you're supposed to make singles. You're supposed to make 30-second clips. I don't know. I know what I did, and I don't know if it was the right thing or the wrong thing, but I made a record. I took a couple of years to make a record, to put together a statement that I think is what is on my heart musically. In that couple of years, we were in lockdown. You know, it started there. It started with the COVID stuff and the lockdown, and then it kind of went from there into, you know, building an online community of really great guys, my Patreon. And then it went, you know, to losing my granddad who taught me how to play music. And then 13 months later, I lost my dad. And like all of this stuff was going on in my life. And I don't have a therapist. I just make records. It's like I just make music, and that's what I did. I just poured it all into that thing. And it's 11 songs. And it's not meant to be, you know, consumed 15 seconds at a time. I feel like I'm constantly thinking about, you got to have a minute and a half to, you know, what's your 40-second clip? It's like, man, screw that crap. Like, what is that? 40-second clip just to have other guitar players be like, hey, you're really good. Or other guitar players be like, he's not playing that right. Like, that's so stupid to me. Now, I'm not saying it's stupid for somebody else. Other people may enjoy making 20-second, 40-second clips. Like, that's cool. I need more. And I need more to be therapeutic. And I don't need more to be self-gratifying. It's a statement. And so I made a record. And I wanted to kind of walk through these songs with you a little bit, kind of take a listen to them, and, you know, give you guys a sneak peek at what the album's about, and tell you where the songs came from. The first song on the record is Shoot the Sun Down. And I you know, these weren't in the order that they were written. I started with 52 demos, maybe 54, 52. And it was from the perspective of not trying to write the flashiest section of music or the craziest cross picking or the craziest taps or the craziest whatever to sound like R2-D2 exploding. I just was like, don't do any of that stuff. Write me a melody. And that's what I was telling myself. I'd look in the mirror and be like, write me a melody. What's a melody? What's a good melody? And so I wrote this record with that in mind. And this first song thematically was kind of like inspired by those old Clint Eastwood like westerns and Tombstone and those, but like mixed with sci-fi. Like Mandalorian came out in that time period. I remember watching Mandalorian, and I love that Ludwig guy that does he's the composer for it. Can't remember his name. Killer, great composition. And I thought, what if they called me? And so this opening song is a bit like my Western, my space Western. So let's just take a listen at it. It's like harmony is major with a minor 6. I was using the Orange Sir Classic for this lead tone. You can hear that Woodshed compressor kind of doing what it does. And then baritones, used a Fender baritone for the rhythm parts. No plug-ins, everything was all real amps. Jim Riley on drums. It's the kind of playing too that's not easily punched in. You have to play the whole phrase. You know what I mean? Because there's so much sustain and stuff. I just want to play a verse at a time, you know? There's that back to that minor 6. Very Jeff Beck inspired stuff. I got to see Jeff Beck. Done with the harmonic show. Yeah, there's a lot of key changes and melodic movements throughout this record. If you listen off to the sides, it's really like harmonies and octaves carrying that melody. Thank you, man. Jimmy T mixed it. Yeah, this is gearbox on this. And all the delays and verbs we did in post. Yeah. It's like the old. And so now switch over different amp. Kind of a thicker tone for the solo. Those are the things that you just get lucky on. Trying to be sassy. Now coming up, there it is, that G and I octafuzz. Sounds great, real Velcro. Yeah, it only came out for Patreon subscribers a couple of months ago. It actually comes out to the public on Friday. Yeah. Back to that main melody. A chance to really blow over the outro. And now it's like time to do the really about that melodic. The whole record is about that. Always leave the hottest stuff for the fade out. It's like the old Toto trick, you know? They would always put the hottest playing at the outro of the song, right? Yeah, like the tone and the production's really, we spent forever on that. Ben Eller engineered it, and you know, when we were making this stuff, we were trying to just be like, man, fix it in pre. Don't reamp it. Don't get in there and, you know, it's just like get it to where it's right on the front end of it. On the front end of the signal chain, get it to where it's right. That way when we mix it down, it just feels good and sounds good. This next tune is the most lighthearted tune on the record, and it's already been released as a single. You guys have heard it. It's called Free Range Chicken. Very much inspired by the Dregs. It's got my childhood hero Brent Mason playing on it, and I just wanted that juxtaposition of super shred, over the top Southern fusion, and like traditional telly stuff. And I originally played the telly solo myself, but I thought it'd be cooler. We were talking in the studio, we're like, wouldn't it be cool if Brent played on it? Wouldn't it be cool if we could get Brent, you know? So I texted him, and he was just like, yeah, man, like I'm happy. So here's Free Range Chicken. And I wrote it as a duel with the banjo. So it's really about the electric guitar and the banjo together. It's supposed to sound like a Camaro looks, you know. Different amps, right? Very Dregsy in the punches. Total cruise control kind of thing. Like obviously different amps. Trying to make the image as 3D as possible, and then harmony. Really great banjo playing, Matt Menefee. And he switches to harmony this time. So I had Matt give me 3 passes, just 3 different options, and I made one pass like Frankenstein, and I chose my favorite moments from each pass. One being harmony here. Going to the pump on the bass. Ben's playing bass. And these solos are improvised. You know, Jim killed it. Obviously, Jim is a mega musician. Josh Schilling on keys on this on B3. Just to give it that Dregs thing, super Dixie Dregs sound. Mike Hicks is in the house in the chat. Mike played on the album as well, so you get to hear some of his stuff in a little bit. And this was like kind of putting that in there, right? And then here was Brent. Brent really smashed it. Lick. Really great. Took a lot of time to learn this solo. And this tapping section was on the demo, and I kind of hated it, but Ben loved it. Just craziness. And then switching tones, like constantly switching the amplifiers and the tones to break up so the listener doesn't get fatigued. And that's where the guitar and the banjo split. Guitar's on right, banjo's on left. Great banjo play, world class, man. And this resets it. There's so many key changes in this song. Lo-fi, like an AM radio. Open up, yeah. Back to the main melody again. It's really about the melody. And I played an octave up on the outro. Give it another hero moment. Yeah. So those are the two singles that have been released so far. Now, for the rest of the album, while we're hanging out today, I'm just going to kind of walk through moments of it and let you hear just different moments of it. The next is the only cover that's on the record. And this has a music video that will come out Friday. And this is a cover of Alice in Chains' Rooster. So this is your first chance to hear some of this. The only cover on the record. I imagined the main verse parts and I put them in chord melody so there's no overdubs on the verse. So this is 12 string and 6 string, just meant to be wide, and the rhythmic pattern to be kind of washy, to where it's not doubled like stagnant feeling, feels like it's swampy. And then I harmonize at the top. We'll listen all the way up to the first chorus of this one. That orange Surge Strat again, that orange classic that I play. Yeah, and it's all done on one chord melody thing. Organ parts Josh put in there. Sounds really great. And now it's huge. Les Pauls on the outside. Octafuzz. And then, of course, you gotta do that wah. That actually took a lot of time in the studio to get it to do right. Okay? So we'll cut it off there. We'll cut the song off there so you have something to look forward to for Friday. This next song, Storms and Sparrows. This is one I was really feeling when I was kind of feeling that loss of my family. And kind of a lonesome sounding melody. Really inspired by those LA session cats, like Luke Landau, Vinny Colaiuta, Leland. It's like all those guys, Steve Gadd. Like, this was like the tune that I was like, what does my Dan Huff song sound like? Mixed with like the sadness. It's like basically when I write, I have an emotion. It starts with like bright or dark. And then from there, I'm like, what do I want it to be? And then I do the production last. And usually when I'm referring to things in a reference to a player or a studio cat or a songwriter or something as an influence, it's more from an aspect of production than it is like a melody, right? So here's the tune, Storms and Sparrows. Mike Hicks is in the chat. Make sure to go to his channel and show him some love. He's the one playing keys on this, and we will definitely get to his keyboard feel. That's like my favorite, probably one of my favorite moments on the entire record. So here's some Storms and Sparrows for you. Layered the acoustics with the electrics. Man, it was an honor to have you on this record, man. Like, such a monster, so inspirational. All the strings you hear on the record are real. There's no plug-ins for the strings. That's Eli Bishop playing all the string parts. And this is like the real kind of Dan Huff, Landau thing. Again with violin and cello and viola. Yeah, Mike's sounds are so good. Mike, you crushed this, man. Crushed it. It mixed so easy. Those little bells in there, man. It's really about that string melody line, you know? It's really about that melody. And now we kind of shift into that like Van Halen right now kind of thing. Totally Van Halen, right? And Mike going to a more gnarly synth patch really makes it pop. Superhero tone, right? Like getting in and out of those punches really feel, that's really what makes me feel good about the solo, right? Key change. Constantly change keys, man. Giving different vibe to the listener. So the And I actually, when Jim wanted to go double time on this, I really hated it. But now I love it. Like, he was totally right. Like, his gut instinct was this needed to be double time. And I love it. I love it. And then total breakdown, reset the song. It's my favorite fill on the record. Let's listen to that one more time. This is Mike. Again, follow him. He's in the chat right now, Mike Hicks. Let's get this piano fill again. It moves around you. That's so good, man. Mike smashed it, dude. Again with the strings kind of moving around in there to lift it. Again with another key change. There's a lot of that kind of using fourths to move the key. And now we're back in B major. Good strat tone. Like totally trying to play like Luke, you know? Totally trying to play like Landau and Huff and those kind of kings of sass. The next song is Charisma. It's the title track. And it's the most like traditionally a guitar song on the record. It's kind of fun. It was inspired a lot by the band Paramore, if you can believe that. Like if Paramore was a muso kind of band. Didn't have killer singing and pop songs, but like the groove is totally like inspired by like that, you know, those kids. I'm such a fan of those kids. But it has a melody that we tracked, and then I octaved it, and then so we multi-track. The chorus is like 4 guitars playing the melody all in different octaves. So yeah, this is Charisma. This is the title track to the record right here. Big Les Pauls, you know. All the lead tones are my signature model. Not all, but 90%. And then the breakdown. Jim played rototoms on this to give it a cool vibe. Really nice and nice delay on it. There's that pop punk kind of feel, right? Totally that early 2000s pop punk thing. Here it is. Yeah, it's all about the riff, right? And that thing. That like seesaw kind of motion. All about the song. Really cool bass feel right there from Ben. Really great bass tone too. Back to that main melody. And if you notice, the melody keeps the riff going, but it turns into half of it. I'll point it out here. See what I mean? Crazy superhero lick, right? I like that you can hear. I like that in the guitar tones you can hear the strings and the finger on it. You just know it's not punched in, it's a take. You know what I mean? That's something that's really important. Really great drumming. I mean, Jim's just a great drummer. Key change. Right, going to the reller. Trying to be super sassy. Totally a Petrucci influence there. Total Petrucci influence, right? We're gonna harmony it out to make it not just something, make it a part. And now the chords underneath are going to be inverted. So every relative major minor is going to be backwards. Not major. Over that riff. Really cool trick. Back to that inversion. So that's one to me the song's going to add. There's the 4 chord, like 4 with a sharp 4. So the rhythm guitars are in drop D. I like that way. And then harmony. That's the top of the song, you know. Yeah, so we actually listened to all of that one. That's okay. It's the title track. Yeah, it's the most traditional guitar instrumental on the record. This next song was the most emotional song. I wrote this for my dad, my granddad, and this next song's it's really emotional to me. This song also has the most tracks on it. I think it's got 103 tracks. Because all the strings, all the instruments are real. There's no like keyboard sampled stuff. I reached out to a guy named Zach Zinger, worked on the Elden Ring video games, if I'm not mistaken. And he played the ancient Japanese instruments that we hear, the koto and the shakuhachi and stuff like that. So this one's called Cherry Blossoms, and it started just as a simple little melody, and it kind of grew into this thing that we're about to hear. Yeah, this one's for my granddad, my dad. There's that koto. Really pretty. Daniel Kimbrough's playing bass on this. He's playing upright. This main melody. It's like total Legend of Zelda, Sleepy RPG, Chrono Trigger, totally like those little RPG towns, sleepy little towns. Cool chord changes too, right? Yeah, A flat, right? Yeah, like B diminished. Or like B flat diminished. A lot of chord changes. Back to that F. And now it's going to get a little more sway in it. Had to like do the Eric Johnson Koto thing, right? Yeah, it's the great thing about like instrumental music. It can mean whatever you want it to mean, you know. I love that melody. Octave up. As far as build. just dumps out right into nothing. Years. My knees hurt us saying how many hours went into working this. I worked on it for like 2.5 years. Yeah. Little shimmers and doodads. It's really, really pretty. Came out really pretty. This next tune, I'm actually wearing the t-shirt. One of my favorite attractions of all time. It's the Haunted Mansion. Probably Orlando at Disney World. I'm a big theme park guy. Big theme park guy. I love theme parks. Really excited about Epic Universe coming next year. Love theme parks. Also love soundtracks like Danny Elfman. Big Tim Burton, Danny Elfman guy. I just like the way he plays, like Beetlejuice or Sleepy Hollow or any of those movies he did. And Batman score is great. And so this next tune is named after the Haunted Mansion. Master Gracie is the main character in the Haunted Mansion attraction. Master Gracie's Manor is the name of this next one. And it's a bit of like, man, what if I got to compose the ballroom dance scene? What would they be dancing to? So this is Master Gracie's Manor. Eli Bishop wrote the arpeggios and the chorus. So this tune is actually 2/3 me, 1/3 Eli. We love to work together and play music together. And we were just he came in town and just kind of writing and this came about. So man, Eli Bishop and me came up with this little tasty treat right here. It's mandolin to kick it off. And I wanted that real schmaltzy, like strolling violin guy. Real fun tune. Yeah, really good tones on it. Mandolin, it moves around. Yeah, the image moves. Opening it up. Paul Jones played some organ on this, which is really great. Really cool drum fill. Changing tones, harmonizing. Really rock. It's a really fun solo. It's a little more orchestrated. Not really a solo, more of a part. It's kind of revving up a little bit. Now here's the real crazy part, right? back to that main melody. Really fun tune to work on. Again, you know, that arpeggio section is straight up. It's almost gypsy jazz. That thing, right? Get a little less delay here. You know. That arpeggio is like around that C minor. Right? And the taps are really kind of fun. They're around that, without the gain, it sounds weird, but so it's like I'm afraid. That's how I'm doing them. So it's framing the arpeggio and coming back up a string to get into the next one. And then this set of arpeggios, it's framing this. Really fun way to do it, right? It's a little Yngwie, but it's really it's kind of not Yngwie, just because Yngwie kind of goes up and down in that one position, and this is kind of outlining the entirety of right. Yeah. Playing it all in one position. That kind of thing, right? The next song is a fun one, named after Legend of Zelda. Every album that I do has a video game song on it. I'm just going to give you a little bit of this one because I want to get through the last couple of tunes. We only got about 10, 15 minutes left. This one is, I'll give you the main melody, the main riff, and the key change, and then we'll jump to the solo because the solo goes to 7, which is pretty fun. So, yeah, this is kind of more of a heroic kind of tune. Let's check it out. Really big rock. Big tones, big rock. Cool chord changes to play over. The goal is for like this album not to sound like a guy blowing over backing tracks. You know what I mean? I want it to sound like songs. Gearbox, yeah. A lot of Gearbox and Bella on this record. A lot of that. Cool shimmer. I think the lead line is the Bella, and the chunks are maybe the Diesel, the rhythm guitars that are used, I think, on this one. I'd have to look at the session sheets. I know the Queens are the Lone Star. So let's jump to the 7. Here's the solo. Let's see how we get into it. Here we go. Here we go. This solo has a fuzzy drive. You guys seen that pedal? It's a chrome pedal. It's made from the same guys that make the BB preamp. Nice neck pickup tone. Some really cool rotary guitar Leslie tones too. Great tablas from Jim. Yeah, that fuzzy drive is really cool. It's got a Velcro kind of thing to it. dig in. Yeah, really fun tones on that one. This next one has guest soloist by the name of Joe Bonamassa on it. And it's called Moaning Lisa. Now, where's the name from? Joe is a big Simpsons fan. And there's an episode of The Simpsons, I think it's episode 6 or 7 of the very first season, when Joe meets, or when Lisa meets her hero, what's his name? Bleeding Gums. So the Moaning Lisa is like the saxophone episode of The Simpsons. And Joe's a Simpsons nut, so here you go. Some Moaning Lisa. Really, this got Daniel Kimbrough playing bass on it. This is the only song I haven't played live yet. We haven't played this one live yet. Just trying to be smooth with it, you know? Lot of strat, you know. No leads were on the Les Paul. No leads on the Les Paul. I'll show you how we get into the shuffle. It's pretty fun. Here we go. Yeah. Here we go. Why not put some triplets there? Why not? Here we go. Now we're going to change gears hard. 2, 3, 4. There's Joe right there in the middle. Here comes Joe, big solo. Good tone. He's got such a great time feel. Yeah. Woo. Joe murdered it. So he ends with this, and then here's mine. I wanted to come in as he went out, right? Me doing a little more of a bluesy thing. Joe. Me. Joe. Twin back to this thing, right? It's kind of fun to have that shuffle sneak in the middle and just kind of give a different flavor. This next tune is called Copperhead, and I kind of wrote it from the aspect of it's actually started as a demo for Kennedy Wood Band, and it was way slower. The main riff is like got this. Like it's got this kind of vibe. But it started off like a... how'd I play that originally? That's how I originally played the tune on the demo. So this is where it ended up. It ended up not being for Kennedy Wood, and I used it on my record and played it fast. Give it kind of this feel. This is the SL68. Probably the girthiest tone on the record. Switching gears, right? Switching tones. So it's got a really cool solo section. Let's jump ahead. Yeah, here we go. This is cool right here. Constantly changing the feel, right? The shaker. Big melody. Kind of cinematic. Oh, it's totally EJ and Satch and that thing. It's totally that. This might be my favorite solo on the record. But not some Steve Morse things. It's my own thing, right? Yeah, real fun. Real fun, real lighthearted and fun. Just trying to play some cool stuff, but you know. And then the last song on the record, actually inspired by Mark Knopfler's Brothers in Arms era, like the Dire Straits stuff that had Romeo and Juliet on it. And like, if you guys remember in Princess Bride, Mark Knopfler did the music for that. And it was a very cool era of Knopfler, and just really good ballads he wrote. And so this is This last song on the record was the first song that I started writing out of all the demos. It was the very first one. And the name of the song stuck with it. I just put Believe down as a working title for the demo, and it stayed. The thought was that surely to God we can't be locked up forever, and maybe there's some hope that we can get out of these dark times. That's something that was going through my mind when I wrote this, and there's some hope left in the world somewhere. You know, especially echoing where we're at today and how everybody's at each other's throats. This is the right way to leave the record. It's just some hope that even if you don't agree with each other, maybe we can just be civil and agree to disagree. And that's my hope and my belief that can we just, you know, learn to just tolerate each other. Hey man, you like blue shirts and I like green shirts. You know, it's like, that's kind of the idea. And, you know, for every negative thing that's out there, there's got to be a positive thing to counteract it. And I know this is a little existential or maybe a little delusions of grandeur or something. I don't know. But for anything that's negative out there, you got to put out something that's positive to counteract that weight. And that's what this song is. That's what I was feeling when I wrote this. It's called Believe. Total Stratty, total Knopfler. Just open. Yeah, pretty great tone, man. This is my deluxe. I think this is my Fender Deluxe doing this one. Pretty work from Josh. Kind of Bruce Hornsby-ish. I like this chord. Those sharp fours are nice, right? Letting the melody do what it needs to do. No need to overplay it, right? It's a nice little melody too. Bar work with it. Kind of letting it open up a little bit, but not full tilt yet. It's a really hard tone to get right, because it needs to be big but not blowing the hair back, right? Just kind of, and I actually like triple track that. There's 3 guitars playing that melody right now. It's 2 wide and 1 in the middle playing this melody. Just trying to be pretty. melody do what it's supposed to do, you know? This outro solo is like really meant to be like the waves crashing, right? And this is the right way to leave the record. Fuzzy on the tone, you know, a little more hair on it. But as the song builds, it gets really nice. Take it to the stratosphere, right? And guess what we're going to? Back to the melody, the main melody, right? Big crash ride. Waves. You know, it's like the thing I was saying about the solos. It's not really the type of solo that you have to punch in on. It's like you have to kind of get a take. Big chunks because there's so much sustain and strumming and stuff. And then back to the melody, just the top of the song, man. Just let it be hypnotic. And this is how the album exits. Landauism, right? Yeah, that's it, man. That's how the record, that's how it works, right? And Friday, you guys will be able to get this record, listen to it. There'll be transcriptions. There'll be tablatures. All my Patreon members, you guys will get the tablatures on Friday. We'll make sure that that's set up. It'll either be Friday or Monday because I will be in Indiana this week, Sweetwater, and yeah, it's going to be a big week with those guys. Fly up tomorrow, be in Fort Wayne, be with those guys till next Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. So the record will be obviously andywoodmusic.com. It's going to be on all of the streaming sites, you know, Spotify or Apple iTunes or any of that stuff, you know. So it's something that I don't know if anybody will like it or not. I mean, outside of the people that kind of like what I do, but you know, we'll see. We'll see if anybody likes it. It comes out Friday, the 9th, as well as the new single, which is Rooster, and it has a music video to it that will also launch on Friday. Really excited about that. So stay tuned to all the channels. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Of course, if you're interested in learning any of this material, or you want the transcriptions, backing tracks, and you want access to my weekly lessons, I hold a masterclass every Wednesday, and you get access to that on my Patreon. That's on the combo tier or higher. Join up on my Patreon over there, and you'll get access to that. Class will probably be moved. I was hoping to get to it tonight, but we're going to have to just reschedule it. I might end up doing class from Fort Wayne, maybe tomorrow evening after dinner or something. Might even go live at Fort Wayne, at Sweetwater, at the Guitar Fest for Patreon members only. So Patreon members are going to have a big week this week. You guys are going to get a lot of goodies, plenty of behind the scenes stuff, and you guys will get the transcriptions and the backing tracks and all that good stuff that'll be going live. So yeah, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for hanging out today and taking a little sneak peek here at the album and the thoughts behind each song and how I made them, come up with them. And as the record comes out, I will go more in depth with each song and what the tones were and stuff. You're saying what tier for transcriptions? The basic $5 tier will get you transcriptions. However, if you feel like you want to take your playing up a notch, try out the $25 tier for 1 month. Just try that out for 1 month. You'll get 4 live masterclasses. And try that out, because my guys that are in that tier and the higher tiers, they're big fans. They like it. The classes we have every Tuesday are really great, and they're Q&A, and they're held via Zoom, so we could talk and interact, and I can hear you, and it's not just typing. So it's definitely a cool. It's the best offer that I got, and yeah, appreciate you guys for sure. And I can't wait for you guys to get the album and see the artwork and hold it in your hands and all that stuff. So yeah, cheers. Thanks. We'll see you Friday for the release.